Welcome back to Paramedic Project, building better paramedics right here. Today I'm giving you some practical tips on patients with pelvic injuries. So the big thing that I like to think of first of all when I'm going to a potential case is the mechanisms of injury that are involved in the case. The big red flags of mechanisms of injury with patients with catastrophic pelvic trauma, in my experience, are any road traffic accidents, especially patients who have been on motorcycles or have been riding push bikes. And the other one is long falls, and that includes people who've fallen from horses. If I see that in the information on the case, then I'm really getting my suspicions up about this patient having a catastrophic pelvic injury. And so that means then that I'm prepared for that on the way to the case, and I'm really going through my assessment thoroughly to try and find that injury. The second tip I'd like to share with you is these patients, I've mentioned the injury can be catastrophic, and that means that the patient can go from being alert and conscious and talking to you to being in hypovolemic shock and being extremely sick and possibly passing away if we handle them roughly. We need to be extremely gentle with these patients in everything we do. Whether we're palpating them while we're assessing them and doing the secondary survey, or whenever we move them, we have to be extremely gentle to make sure we don't dislodge any clots that might have formed that are keeping them alive and stopping them from bleeding. So that's the second tip. The third tip is I want to show you exactly where I palpate the patient just to assess the pelvis. Now, the first place I palpate is these anterior bony prominences of the hips, the iliac crests, and when I palpate them, it is only with finger pressure. It's extremely gentle, I can't emphasise that enough. So extremely gentle finger pressure over the iliac crests, and we see if that causes pain to the patient. Second place I palpate is over the symphysis pubis, which is that bony prominence just above the genitals and below the soft abdomen. So over the front of the symphysis pubis, see if that causes the patient pain also, and once again very gently with that as well. So generally they're the tips that I like to, they're the things I think of, and I think they're some of the big key points that you can take away from this session, and the things you can think about on the way to these patients with pelvic trauma. So thanks for joining us once again. Find us on social media, and we'll see you next time.